What's up, everyone? Welcome back to you, and, well, welcome back to us. Scotty Gange, Brady Vernon, editor of House of Sparky here, as the Sun Devils are officially over their bye week following Herm Edwards' weekly Monday presser, which we missed last week, Brady. It was nice to see Herm back up there this week, huh?
It's great to be back after how many days it's been gone from Sun Devil Stadium.
Yeah, been quite a while since the Sun Devils have played here. Thursday night matchup against the Stanford Cardinal, and the talk of the town seems like a must-win game for Arizona State.
Obviously, dropping that game to CU was big in the Pac-12 South standings, but it's still wide open, especially after USC beat Colorado, so everyone has a loss now in the South. And this is kind of just a turning point for the whole season going forward because there's still a lot of good teams left on ASU's schedule. And if they lose this, then it might be even hard to even make a bowl game because you've got to find 3 more wins sitting at 3-4 if you lose this game coming up.
Yeah, and ASU doesn't have an easy schedule on deck either, with USC and Oregon in their near future. Arizona obviously always a neck-and-neck game, no matter which team is better going into it. But let's talk Thursday night. It's a Thursday night. I just said it right there. Stanford coming into town. Is it awkward for Arizona State to play on a Thursday?
Usually it is, but they're at home, which helps. They're just coming off a bye week. But I guess the most odd thing about it is they've played one game in the next counting going after Stanford game. It'll be one game in 20-ish days, and I don't know if that helps or not. It helps in being healthy, obviously. Herm talked about Nikhil being healthy, ready to go, Malik Lau, and just the whole thing about it is just, are these young guys done being with the young mental errors? And that was the biggest thing Herm talked about, was they had a laundry list of things to fix. That was one of the main ones on defense, was 3rd and long, you have to get stops, force them the punt.
Yeah, and you said it right there. It seems like the offense has been all over the place. We've seen Eno having a ridiculously record-breaking game, to the passing game being all over the place, and then also being quiet. What do you think we're going to see on Thursday night?
More of Eno, definitely, but got to get the passing game more involved. Obviously, Eno had 20-plus carries in the first half of the Colorado game. They started doing some new things that kind of shut him down a little bit. And it's just not sustainable. You can't run a guy 40 times in one game. It's just going to get worn down. And so it is just getting that passing game back on track. Nikhil being back healthy is a good thing. But it's the other guys. You got to have your shots to Darby. Kyle Williams hasn't had as big as a piece since that Michigan State game where he had 100-plus yards. And it's getting people more involved, getting that Manny Wilkins got to be back in track. The running game can be good and be focused on, but it's nothing if you're still trailing late in the game, which ASU's found itself constantly in the past few weeks.
Yeah, you mentioned the running game, but also N'Keal Harry coming back. Herm did say in his press conference that he expects N'Keal to fully play on Thursday, and also a player to fully play is Malik Lawal, who sat out of practice. J.J. Wilson was also out. He's day-to-day. Malik Lawal just basically resting, from what I at least picked up from Herm. But on the defensive unit, it's a young squad. That's no surprise or no secret as how young this team is. And coming over adversity, coming off of a week, what do you expect to see out of them Thursday night?
Obviously, we talked about the young linebackers and Darian Butler, Merlin Robinson, who have had a big part of this. Then you have Chase Lucas, who is coming off a game where he graded himself as very poorly. And we forget sometimes that Chase Lucas is just a sophomore and didn't really know the position coming to ASU. So it's just all those guys kind of taking maybe a mental break, because sometimes that's the best thing you can do. We don't talk about it in football as much, but in baseball, a guy sits for a day because just get a swing back in his mental mind. That might help the guys here. Chase Lucas knows he can play better than that. Everyone knows, you can't allow those big gangs of 3rd down. So it's just fixing the mental errors, as Herm talked about and as Chase Lucas talked about last week.
Yeah, ASU, in just about every single one of their games, I think you can agree with me when I say this, Brady, they're 1 or 2 plays away from winning the ball game, whether it's in the 3rd quarter, the last second, really even in the 1st quarter. It's just momentous plays that really change the landscape. And so I'm going to ask you something here. Finish this sentence for me. ASU beats Stanford if?
We'll go with if Manny Wilkins has 300 passing yards.
Okay.
I think if that's the case, then a lot of things went right, and the running game had a good part of it as well. Do I think this becomes a shootout? Probably not, but this isn't a Stanford of old. Yes, Bryce Love is in and out of the lineup, but they have J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who's just a huge wide receiver who there was a touchdown a couple weeks ago against Oregon where they literally just threw the ball up and he boxed him out like he was getting a rebound, and that's what they'll do. Herm talked about in the press conference how the passing games look better simply because they've been down and trailing, and Bryce Love has been Bryce Love this year as he was last year. But there could be a chance it turned into a shootout, and you got to score more than 21 points to win a game, and as we've known, ASU losses have 21, 21, and 20. So there's obviously a trend there.
Yeah, well, it could be a shootout. We don't really know what we're going to see, but we will see it on Thursday. Both teams coming off a bye week. Bryce Love, JJ Arcega, Whiteside, KJ Costello coming to Tempe, and House of Sparky will be there for one more time. He's Brady, I'm Scotty, and we'll see you on Thursday.